So, officially, good morning, everybody, and you are all very welcome to the Diploma in Credit Management. As always, we have two parts to the group today. So there are part of a group who are coming back who have already completed the first term, and then there's a new cohort as well who are joining us for the very first time. So those of you who are heading into your second term now, probably know the drill. You've been through it. You've got through the first term and you're out the other side. For those of you who are just joining us for the first time, you are very welcome. I'm sure you woke up this morning and thought, am I mad? Like, what am I doing? Is life not complicated enough now without taking on a study as well as everything else that I have going on? And I hope that part of what I want to do today is reassure you that, look, yes, you have made a wise decision. And those of you, I've always said in credit control, there's such a different, group of people in credit control. Everybody falls into it. So don't feel like an imposter if you just happen to fall into credit control. That's how everybody gets into it. You just happen to be in a job and somebody throws a ledger at you and says, will you have a go at getting some of that in? And half the people who that happens to run a mile away and hate every minute of it, and they hate the conflict and they hate the problems and they hate the pressure and they hate everything to do with it. And that's fine. And that's what makes the world interesting, the fact that we're all different. And then there are people who like it and go, yeah, I enjoy this. I enjoy the seeing the results. I enjoy solving problems because I'm pretty good at it. I enjoy the communications. I enjoy the results. I enjoy hitting targets. And, that's what I reckon you guys in this room are. You're people who have fallen into credit control the same as everybody else, and you enjoy it. And look, there's nothing wrong with that. And the fact of the matter is that no matter how the world develops, no matter how technology takes over, there is always room for credit management within a business because, cash flow is vital to every business. And even though, yes, we have technology, we have AI, we have all these other things to help us and to take the hard work out of it, there will always be a need for credit management and for professional credit people to look after the ledger. And the reality of it is that, to be good at credit control, you have to be a good communicator. You have to know a bit about finance. You have to, be numerous in terms of knowing numbers. You have to know people. You have to know systems. You have to know procedures. You have to know rules. There's just so much in it. And myself, if you don't know me, my name is Declan Flood, and I am one of these sad lifelong professionals. So I started work in a credit control office many years ago. I won't tell you how long because you wouldn't believe I was that old. So that is that. And I have worked in credit all my life, and I have loved credit all my life. And you started as credit controller, became a supervisor, team leader, manager, group credit manager, and all the way up through the corporate ladder. And every day is a challenge. Every day is different. And certainly I've been involved with, institutes of credit management and on the professional side. And the one thing that I'd love is for credit management to be recognized as a profession. And that's probably part of the reason why we developed Diploma. Now, the Diploma course is going now over 20 years. And we developed it to give people like yourself a chance of a professional qualification. That you can talk to the accountants and the salespeople and look, yes, you are a professional accountant. I am a professional credit person. And that's what it's all about. And I'm also fairly confident as well that a lot of credit controllers, I suppose by their nature, would not be primarily academic. Now, I don't mean that as an insult in any way, but the credit people I have met in my life tend to be more practical than academic. So I suppose in developing the course as we did, the whole point of it is that its emphasis is on practicality, is on doing stuff. That's what it's all about. So That's what we want to do. And at the end of the day, and even though you might be starting today going, oh my God, what do I need to do? Look, you know, the course runs over one academic year. So term one is from September to December with exams in January. And then term two runs from February to May. And we get the exams in at the end of May before the June bank holiday. And that is the time frame. And on successful completion, you will have your diploma in credit management, and you will have that for the rest of your lives. So it is a line on your CV that you will carry with you forever. So from that perspective, it is worth it. Number two, for your current or future employers, I think when an employer sees that you're giving up your Saturday mornings and your own personal time in pursuit of a professional qualification, it just separates you from all the others out there, that credit control is not just a job for you. You are serious about it. You want to learn about it. You want to be better at it. And I think just showing that commitment, and certainly as a prospective employer, if I have two equal CVs in my hand in terms of experience, knowledge, and everything else, and one has a qualification and one doesn't, you know, the one with the qualification gets the nod. So it is worth putting the effort in. And look, it's not going to be hugely onerous. Now, of course, there's going to be work to do. You know, that's just how it is, and I'm not going to make any apologies about that. Just bear with me now while I close this down. Now I can see you as well. So yes, there is going to be some work to be done. That's just the nature of it. Is it going to take over your lives? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And what I want to do this morning in the first half hour is just to go through what's involved, what the course entails, and I suppose just to put your mind at rest and hopefully give you a bit of enthusiasm as well. So I want to share my screen with you now. Let me see if I can do that. Share. So I'm hoping now that you'll see the Irish Credit Management Training logo and the diploma course. So that is fine. So this is where we're starting. So today, what is the timing for today? Well, I'm going to give the welcome and set out the ground rules. So I'm going to set out how the program works. And the other thing to put your mind at rest as well, the slides that you're looking at now on your screens, I will send you a copy of those slides after the session is over this afternoon. So in terms of taking notes, you're grand, you will get a copy of the slides after the show, and I'll also send a link to the recording if you want to go back and have a look at anything. So half an hour is all I need to go through the welcome and the ground rules. Then Paul Daly has joined us. Paul will be looking after the credit management subject, so he will go in depth into credit management and tell you what that particular course is going to entail. Then we'll take a coffee break around 11:15, a 15-minute break until 11:30, get a cup of tea, cup of coffee or whatever. And then you come back and we go through credit risk assessment and all that's involved in that. Now, unfortunately, Angelina, who is your tutor for that subject, unfortunately had a family bereavement overnight. So she's been in touch with me. So she won't be able to make it. But I will go through the credit risk assessment with you between 11:30 and 12:15. Then we leave some space if you have any questions or anything that you want to know. You know, by all means, join us, and we'll certainly wrap it up by 12:30. And look, just because I'm saying 12:30 doesn't mean I'm going to keep you till 12:30. If we're finished at 15:15, we'll finish at 15:15. Is that okay? We're not going to drag it out. We respect your time and everything else. So that is the story. So that's the plan, and I love making plans because sometimes they work. So that is the overview. So there's Angelina, and you can see Paul in person anyway on the screen. So that's what they look like. And just in terms of the course, and sorry, I don't think I formally introduced Katrina. I know you're there in the thing, and I'm sure everybody, and you have spoken to everybody, and everybody knows Katrina. So just to say hello and welcome. I know we've been talking among ourselves, but just to recognize Katrina as well. So Angelina and Paul are your tutors for the individual subjects. So if you have a question about risk, Angelina is the person you go to. If you have a question about credit management, the course, the topic, the test, the assignments, the material, or anything else, they are your first point of contact in relation to the material on the course. So, you'll be sending your tests and assignments to your tutors, the credit risk ones to Angelina, your credit management to Paul. If you have questions in relation to the course, and that's myself there, and Katrina is there as well. So just that you get to see what we look like. The one thing on a personal basis that I really want to make you aware of right now is that, yes, you are doing, a professional diploma. Yes, you are going to get your qualification that's recognized by a couple of major organizations that we'll talk about later. What I want to assure you is that as a student of ICMT, and people get confused with ICMT and ICM and CAMI and all these kind of other three-letter acronyms, but Irish Credit Management Training, that's, I suppose myself and Katrina, we provide the training, we provide the material, we provide everything, and we're there to help you. And not only through the course, of course, we're there to help you through the course. Of course, we're there to help you learn the material and get the most out of it. But I want you to know as well that you have now, from today onwards, access to what I hope potentially is a valuable resource. So I have been there, I have done that. I've been around for close on 100 years. I know most of the people in credit. So, and I'm not here to sell anybody else's services. So that's something I have worked very hard to remain independent. So if you are looking for software systems, if you're looking for collections, if you're looking for legal, if you're looking for, if there are other things, in terms of technology, in terms of information, by all means, talk to me. I can give you some contacts, talk to you people. And because I'm independent, I have no vested interest. So you don't have to feel under any sort of compliment. If I give you a recommendation and it works, then use it. If I give you a recommendation and it doesn't work, then don't. It's pretty simple, but that's that. And also, just from a day-to-day perspective, if you're looking for advice or you're looking for help, or if there's something happening in the job, or you say, God, how am I going to do this? Because sometimes when you're close to something, it can seem insurmountable, and you go, look, there's no way we can ever do this. Yes, there is a way. There is always a way. And having the benefit of the experience that I've been through over the years, we will find a way. And if necessary, I will help you to find that way. So I just want to make you aware of that support is there. And if there's any information you want or need, we are there to help you. Now, Katrina and I, certainly for myself, this is the day job. So feel free to ring me anytime. Yes, I do in-house trainings and training. So I might be missing for a day. If I'm around, I'm pretty good at answering calls and emails. If I'm training, obviously I'm on the missing list for a few hours. So just to manage expectations, I may not always be available. So, but certainly call us during the day, or anything that you want. In terms of Angelina and Paul, they both have day jobs, and the tutoring is something that they do as an add-on. So just to respect their time as well. So if you're talking to those guys, maybe an email or a WhatsApp message or something is a more appropriate way, just to be aware. Sorry, I will turn my phone off now because everybody who's going to be here is probably here. Now, that's fine. Now, so that is the people involved. Whoa! They tell you when you're doing a presentation, never put loads of words on a slide, and now I've just broken all the rules. So how the course works. So some people say, oh, do we have lectures every Saturday? No, there's only 4 Saturdays in the term that we have to get together. So it's not a commitment to for every single Saturday. We come together today for the induction, so we explain to you what's going to happen, and then you're on your own. So what will happen now is, as a result of being here, on Monday, Paul will send out the first set of notes for credit management, and that will be received in you'll get 2 files from Paul on Monday. And I know, Paul, you'll probably go through this yourself. Sometimes you jump the gun and send it out on Sunday, but by 5 o'clock on Monday you will have it, and you may even have it on Sunday. So you will get your first set of notes for credit management, and that is that. So the 2 files that you will receive from Paul is the notes and what's called a short test. So there are 10 questions based on the material, based on the notes that you've received, that you will receive with it. And all you have to do is read the notes, answer the 10 questions, and submit those 10 questions to Paul. All right. So on the 23rd of September, which is next Monday, you will get your first set of notes, and you will get your first short test in credit management. You have 1 week to submit that test to Paul. So by the 30th of September, you have to send that back to Paul. He will mark it, and he will I let you go through how you do it, Paul. I know for me, I usually say, you got 8 out of 10, have a look at question 4 and question 7 again.
Yeah.
That's
Exactly that. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think, and it's not out of laziness on our part. It's just, it's better if you find the answer yourself. Are you with me? And, so we say, have a look at question 4 and question 7 again. Then you go, yeah, that's it. Yeah, now I see where that came from. And once you do that, you will remember that for the rest of your life. If we just gave you the answer up front, then you go, oh yeah, that's easy. But it's not easy. So now, if we say, have a look at question 4, question 7, and you go back to the notes and you go, I have no idea what's going on here. By all means, then get back on the phone and say, Paul, can you point us in the right direction, or, where is that? Or I don't understand that, or whatever the case may be. And then we will give you the solution and explain where the solution came from. So that's kind of the process. So every week, and we alternate it as well, just to make sure you don't get bored. So week 1, you get your credit management notes. Week 2, you get your credit risk assessment notes. Week 3, you get, so we alternate it. So you have a week of credit management and a week of risk. And that goes through the course. So in all, there's 4 sets of notes for each subject, and there are 2 assignments. I'll talk about them in a minute as well. We've built in a break, and I think that's consistent with the midterm break. So anybody who has kids or schools or holidays or whatever. So we have built in a break there on the 28th of October. That's the bank holiday weekend. Obviously Halloween is a big day in kids' lives, so we have to recognize that. So there is a break that week. And then we go all the way through till the end of December. So you will be getting your notes, you will do your short tests, you submit your short tests on Monday, then you get your next set of notes, you go through them, and that's how the course works. Now look, if you say to me, Dec, I have holidays booked on the 14th of October, go enjoy your holiday. Life is too short not to enjoy holidays. So just contact your tutor and say, look, I might be a couple of days late with submitting my short test. And once we know, that's fine, and if things don't work out, and sometimes life catches up with us, just keep in touch with us. The one thing we hate more than anything else is just silence, when we're sending out notes and we're getting no feedback and going, what is going on here? And the one thing that I will say to you, success in this course depends on weekly effort, so, and whether it takes you 2 hours. People say, how long does it take? I don't know. And it's not because I'm stupid. It's because I don't know how long it takes you to read a page. So, and everybody's different. So you might fly through the notes in a couple of hours and submit the test, and yeah, that was easy. or it might take you 3 hours. I don't know, but we're probably looking at somewhere 2 to 3 hours a week, and maybe risk might take a little bit longer. Again, I don't know. Some people are literate, some people are numerate, and some people struggle. So depending on who you are and what you are, it's not 7 days a week, 4 hours a day. That's the one thing I'll tell you. We're probably we'd recommend about 2 to 3 hours a week working on it. And if you do that work every week, and if you read the notes you get every week, and if you submit your tests every week, then you will fly through this course. If you stack it all up on your desk and decide to cram the week before the exams, you are not going to do well. So we've been doing this for far too long. So again, they are the notes. That's when you'll get your notes. And as I say, Paul will go into the details of what's in each of these modules for credit management, and I will do it in terms of credit risk. So you get them 6 o'clock every Monday. You've 1 week to return your short tests, and you have 2 weeks to complete each assignment. So you'll see there's 2 assignments. There's an assignment in credit management, and there's a credit risk assessment assignment as well. So the short tests are 10 quick questions that you answer. The assignment is based on concepts. So there is a bit of work to do on the assignments. And again, when we're talking about each individual subject, we give you an insight into what's involved with that. So that is that. So you have 2 weeks to do the assignment, you submit that, and then within the week we get the answers back and your feedback and all that sort of stuff. And with assignments, you do get fairly detailed feedback as well. So that is that. The mock exam, you saw at the bottom of the page, we have a mock exam. So again, just to make sure there are no surprises, we will send you a mock exam for each subject. There it is there. Just from the 16th of December. So the mock exams are just for your own benefit. So just to make you aware of that. So the idea is you get the mock exam, so you'll see the kind of format and how the exam is going to look in real life. You get a chance to do the exam. And what we will do then is we will meet up in January at a revision session, and we'll go through the model answers for the exam. And hopefully that learning, so having done it yourself, getting the feedback should leave you in a very good position to do the real exam when it comes around. So the mock paper is just for your own benefit. That is that. So yeah, it's self-correction. So that's that. Requested. This is the contact details. So there's your email addresses for us as well. So by all means, contact the tutors about that. Plagiarism, yeah, and look, if there's 2 of you from the one company, please do not submit the same assignment, because that isn't good. And I know one guy submitted an assignment, it was a couple of years ago, the same assignment as his friend, and we gave him no marks. And he got very upset because he did it, and the guy who submitted it first was the guy who robbed it. But anyway, we have ways and means of finding out things. So please just it's your own work, and just make sure it is your own work. Workbooks. You will be getting a workbook in risk, and when I get to risk, I'll talk to you about that. So the workbook will be the 3rd file that you'll get with the risk subject every 2nd week, and it just gives you an opportunity to practice each section as you go through it. So again, it's just to check your own progress, and you don't need to submit them for corrections or marks or anything like that. So that's it. It's just a way to make sure that you're understanding as you go through. 40% is the pass mark, and 40%, I'll go through the marking system in a minute. So 40% is the pass mark. That's the combination of the short test, the assignments, and the exam at the end. We have this sort of pass by compensation. So if you get 36% in one subject and you get over 50 in another, then we'll net it out, just to make sure, because not everybody is good at everything. So that is that. But again, we need an overall understanding, because if diplomas are being issued, we want to make sure that you know, that you're worthy of it. So that is the contact. There's our phone numbers as well. So if you want to give us a ring or WhatsApp or whatever, you know, by all means, keep in touch with us, and we'll talk to you as quickly as we can. This is the breakdown of the marks. So you get 10% for the 4 short tests. So each short test you get 2.5 for each that you send in. So that's 10 marks for your 4 short tests. You get 20 marks for your 2 assignments, 10% each. And then the written exam is marked out of 70%. So if you look at it, you know, if you do well in your short tests and you do well in your assignments, you're probably heading towards 30% before you even sit the exam. Now, you do have to pass the exam. You can't get 10 in the exam to add to the 30 in the short tests and assignments. So you do have to get 28 out of 70 in the exam. And again, we'll show you how to do that. That is pretty doable. So 40% is the pass. A merit then is between 61 and 79. And if you get over 80, that's a distinction. So when you get your results letters, it will say pass, merit, distinction, and note failure is not an option. So that is that. And anybody who sticks with it, I'm telling you, yeah, they will do it. I've also included in this dates for your diary. Now, I don't expect you to take them all in now. So for this term, what we will do is we'll have another Saturday where we'll get together on the 9th of November. Now, again, this is optional. You can join us if not. And I just, for the last few years, we've put in a risk revision session on a Saturday morning. So if you want to join us, and the 9th of November is the Saturday after you get your first risk assignment and the week before you have to submit it. So we're just going to go through the first assignment in risk to make sure that you're with us, that you understand what's going on and what's required. And we'll go in depth. So that's going to focus on the assignment and the first 2 modules of risk, which is the foundation for the whole course. So that is a Saturday. Then on the 18th of January, we get together like this in Zoom for a revision session where we go through, you know, the mock paper and tell you how that should have been answered and give you some pointers in terms of what's going to be on the real exam. And then the real exam happens on the 25th of January for this term. And it's on Zoom. It's an open book exam. You're not dragged into an exam hall or whatever. So you do it at home. And when we cover the revision, we go through exam techniques and how to do it and how to get the best out of it. So the 25th of January, between 10 and 12, we do the risk, and between 1 and 3, we do the credit management exam. And that's the end of that term. And those of you who are coming back, that's you finished with the course. You hopefully have your diploma then at that stage, and you'll be invited to a graduation ceremony, which is a lovely evening with wine, finger food, and, you know, caps, gowns, and photographers, and just to mark the occasion. So that always happens in March, and we'll give you details of that. For those of you who are coming today for the first time, you have a second term, and I've just given you the dates there just to pencil them in the diary. The 15th of February, the next term starts. Revision on the 17th of May, and exams are the 24th of May, and then you're done and finished. But maybe you'll join us for the advanced diploma, but that's another day's work. We'll cross that when we come to it. In terms of organisations, CMII is the Credit Management Institute of Ireland. They recognise and validate the course, so it's accredited by them. And so that is that. And if you want to join CMII, you can do it for free. There's no charge for joining. And I'll actually, when I'm sending out the email today with the slides and the dates and the notes and all that kind of stuff, I will actually send you a link to join CMII. So that is the Credit Management Institute of Ireland. And it's no harm to network with other credit people, because you learn more from other people than, you know, than you do from anywhere else. So CMII, Credit Management Institute of Ireland, as a member, when you qualify, you will get a diploma from the Credit Management Institute of Ireland. And then there's an international organization called AICDP, which is the Association of International Credit Directors and Professionals, international organization that's involved in lots of different countries. And, you know, the very fact that they have credit director in their title means, you know, we're pitching credit at a higher level, and hopefully at someday you'll all aspire to be a credit director. So just getting to know and to meet these guys, you know, by becoming a member of AICDP, there's events, there's webinars, there's get-togethers, there's all sorts of stuff going on. So and again, there's no additional charge for that. So I will send you the link to join AICDP. And then in March, for those of you who are finishing, you know, you get a diploma from AICDP as well. So that's 2 lines on your CV for one. So with 4 minutes over, which I apologize for, I hope I have covered the overview of the course in terms of that you know what to expect going forward. And I'll just ask and see if there are any questions. And what I'll do is, before questions, I will stop recording so you won't be on record.